ahead, Franco.
Thanks. U.S. Attorney John Losh was looking into this for several weeks before. He was in touch with...
Looking into what exactly?
The classified documents.
Okay.
He was in touch with President Biden's counsel. I wanted to know, was President Biden, was the White House surprised that along with Merrick Garland that they decided that more investigation was needed and a special counsel was appointed?
What I can tell you is that we were not given a heads up that Attorney General Garland was going to made his announcement yesterday on the special counsel. That is something that we learned, like many of you, watching the news. I'm not going to get into anything further from that. I can't speak to this person who you just mentioned who has been, I don't know, having conversations or making comments about this. I'm just not going to get into that. I'm not going to give reactions from here. What I can tell you is that, again, I'm going to refer you to the White House counsel and office to talk to my colleagues on any particular questions that you may have that's related to this process. And if it's something that you want to know specifically about the review, I will refer you to the Department of Justice.
When President Biden did say, God willing, he hoped to be able to say more soon, I mean, it seemed like he was thinking that the investigation would end soon. Was he surprised?
Again, I'm just not going to go beyond what the president said. I will say this, is that we are going to continue to fully cooperate. As I've said, we have talked about this at length. We've had multiple statements on this. And again, we want to be prudent here. I'm going to be consistent here. Any questions that you may have about this process, I would refer you to the White House counsel.
Another topic. I wanted to ask about the administration's appeal of the Sutherland Springs mass shooting case. Does it concern the administration that some gun control advocates are concerned or worried about the appeal by the DOJ, and that appeal undercuts Biden's own stance on background checks, and actually also that the NRA is essentially applauding the DOJ's move?
So look, when it comes to issues like this, legal issues, that is something that the Department of Justice deals with. Again, they are independent, so I would refer you to them on their decision. The president continues to be committed on making sure that we address an issue that is affecting families across the country, communities across the country, which is gun violence. That's why it was so critical when he signed the bipartisan piece of legislation on gun violence just a couple of months ago, this past summer. And he's going to continue to call for the ban of assault weapons, working with Congress to make that happen. And let's not forget, the first year and a half of this administration, we put forward more executive actions than any other president on dealing with this issue, on dealing with protecting our communities, protecting families, dealing with gun violence, and that is that call that he has, especially the call to action from Congress, is going to continue and it's not going to stop.